All right, we're back. Shiny, go get some sleep. Didn't you just do a 24-hour stream? And speaking of streams, I did not update the name of this one. Let me do that real quick here. So you're eager to get live. I didn't even pay attention to it. Okay, so you're back up after you got some sleep? Okay, good. Then I'm not mad at you. Hey, Wall. Hey, Wall. Hey, A-Wall. There we go. Well, that's good. Yeah, if you gotta go to work, you gotta do the thing. Do the dumb things you gotta do. Touch the puppet head. Alright, there we go. Now we have a proper title. I guess there's that. I guess it depends on what your job is. But yeah, if that's something, that's part of that description, yeah. Alright, we're gloving up. We got the stream name changed. We got City Skylines music going. I feel like I should be building a residential district. Alright. So today we're doing more Mech. Let's get this kicked over here. Go ahead and bring this down a little bit. Oh yeah. Very nice, smooth fade out there. But it's a little quiet now. Leave it like there. That should be fine. Alright. So we are very, very close on the Renome. We got a lot done last week. Thing is way bigger than I could have even anticipated. So we got all this on. Off to the side, I've been working on these air chambers and stuff. These will actually go here. And then there's additional exhaust that'll come off. I hope I didn't screw myself with some of this tubing, but we'll make it work. It'll hide under there, like everything else. But that's not what we're doing today. We're not doing this. We're doing Mech. And we got some, like, I don't want to call them hero figures, but new, unique figures, I guess. So we got our techno-archaeologist. There he is. We have our long boy, the Skratos. I did find his gun. It was in the garage next to the airbrush booth. Always good. And our marshal, this will be like, if I don't bring call, this is my leader. Which, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but lots of metal boys. Yeah. Well, I didn't update current mini, but that's okay. We'll leave it there for now. I just introduced the minis. These are all Games Workshop. Nothing special here. Thank you, James Workshop. I'm gonna throw a little more water on this real quick. Go. Too dry to be a wet palette. We're still kind of in the transition period down in Florida to where like we're all the time like 90% humidity. We're just not there yet. We haven't been getting enough. An AWOL with the fish head. The grouper head. So, either you guys ever do Mech? If you're going Mars Red, it's really, really simple. I mean, the models are detailed and suck, but the color triads are really simple. There's Corn Red and Mephiston Red. Corn Red is for armor. Mephiston Red is for everything else. The cloaks, your run-of-the-mill guys, the pure red, and the Mephiston's kind of almost like a Merlot. Not quite Merlot, but a more purplish red, darker red. Highlights for each. Evil Sun Scarlet over Mephiston. Wazdaka Red over Corn. Then I just used this Wild Rider Red as like a super highlight, and that's done me really well. And then for the rest, Brass Bell or Scorpion, sorry, Balthazar Gold or Screaming Bell, and then Brass Scorpion over that, depending on if you want more of a warm tone in your metallic or something more standard. Like this would be Balthazar with the brass is kind of the standard, but want something a bit warmer, a bit coppier, copper-y? I don't know. Sorry, I'm just getting through. I'm about an eighth of the way through the first cup of coffee here. It gives a little warmer, especially if you throw a Seraphim Sepia over top of it. That's what I found. Copper-ish, that works. It's definitely, it rolls off the tongue better, I will say that. Interior of the cloak, Shopty Bone with, I use a Screaming Skull highlight. Not that we use that a whole lot here, but it's there if we need it. This guy has no cloak, so the only place it's going to go is in here. But yeah, that's basically it. We got some gray layering if we need it. That triad for me, Mechanicus Standard Gray, go figure. Eshin Gray, and then Dawnstone for super highlights. If you need it, there's your gray triad. Black is just black, and then I usually just take these two over top of that. For this, I am using contrast, which is fine. I don't hate or dislike the contrast. And then normal stuff here, Lead Belcher for base, Nuln Oil, and you don't have to use the gloss, to be honest, unless it's metallics. I usually go flats, black gloss, or flat Nuln Oil. Carolburg Crimson for the red painted areas, medium to thin the inks as required, Seraphim Sepia for any of the brass bits. And that's where we're at. That's pretty straightforward. Sorry for that ramblematic intro there and the color stuff, but Kopesh? Like one of those weird, aren't they almost like Dothraki looking swords, or Dothraki looking swords almost like Kopesh's? There we go. We're almost halfway to that cup of coffee. We're coming back here. We're coming in. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yep. We were talking about the same thing, Shiny. All right. Most of the time, I feel like we're gonna have to start with Lead Belcher, as always. And to be honest, I've kind of been supplanting it more and more with the Vallejo gunmetal. Just kind of look at the blend already. Like this, I've been using it a lot on the Renault. I've been so happy with it. And obviously, this is the model color, but I really like this gunmetal. I like it better than Lead Belcher, to be honest. And then I have been using the Game Color Silver. That's kind of the highlight there. Yeah, I still need to get... I was actually thinking that would be the first one, Shiny. Would be to get a gunmetal, a copper, and a gold. And a chrome. I really want a chrome. Because, like, for things like this, right? I've gone and I've chewed up... Let's say the seam. Actually, this one's not too bad, but the other one I kind of really sanded down. So yeah, like here you can see this. You can see where I've sanded down where the seam is. And it'd be great to just go boop, with a chrome marker. Boop, boop. I have the army painter too. I'm just, every time I go, I don't know, I've been picking up the Vallejo stuff. But that was the very first box I bought, was the Army Painter box. And I still love their metallics and their inks. I think their inks are great. I think the box I got was fairly old. Because I do have... I just had issues with some of the colors and settling. Even if I put balls in and shook them. And now I got this thing. It's been... Okay, so they're exactly like the Tamiya stuff then. You just got to be careful with them. You can't immediately layer over top of them like you can with water-based acrylics. But that's all these Tamiya acrylics are alcohol-based. The big flammable warning on the side there. But yeah, that'd be great. All right, let's get into it. I've been gabbing on with you guys. Not that that's a waste, but I've been just chatting. All right, you know what we need? We need a brown triad because this guy's got a bunch of like pouches and crap on him. Technoarchaeologist. It almost runs as if there's what the hell is that called? Like the panel liner, where it just sucks into the creases. It's just super thin. There's another flush stone. Oh. Okay. And then usually, I don't know where my GW flush stone is. I just got this stuff, and I use it pretty sparingly. Mostly just for literal panel lining. For the airplanes, for the cars. What is it? This is like too yellow. Is that too much? There we go. I think that's a little better. I don't know. The camera white balance and brightness and stuff can be kind of a pain in the ass. They have, honestly, in my opinion, the best small spray in the game. Like if you have an airbrush booth and you want to apply layer with spray, Tamiya is the best, hands down. Like just it's super easy to overspray it. I'm not even talking prime. I just mean straight layer against plastic. Like when I do the body of the Renault, you guys will see it's like candy perfect. It's so good. Oh, okay, yeah. Is the EX like metallics? I mean, the beautiful thing about like the Tamiya kits is, you know, especially for this. Okay, that's the metal plate. That's what I thought. Because it looked like the gold, the silver, or the gunmetal, the white gold, and the yellow gold. Sorry, those three. Yep. Like I know. Okay. The one on the very bottom. Yeah, yeah. Oh no, the middle one. No, the bottom one with the reflective stuff. Okay. Sorry, I need more of this. So, one of the things that I think is different between modeling and miniature painting, and I think they're 95% similar. And one of the biggest things I've noticed, and I don't do this like in my day to day. Your glossiness is always separate. Like almost all your paint is matte when you're starting out, and then you're kind of in control of what gets glossed or not, usually through a wash, right? Own oil, or like a gloss coat. Well, this is medium, but you know, there's a Tamiya gloss, there's a Tamiya matte, and then you'd use that clear coat to kind of matte or gloss out what you want if you're not just wholesale dealing with rattle can. And the Tamiya paints are great because you can have all three side by side, right? You get your flat black, your semi-gloss black, and your gloss black, and they're all gonna coat equally well. And you know, because most of the time we don't want glossy paints, we want flat paints. At least I seal. The only time I really use gloss, like I said, is an intentional choice to use either gloss inks or not. Oh no. Okay. I'm bad about it. So I'll have to wipe everything down before I use it. That's okay. We'll get better at it. Alright, let's see if we can get under this guy here. I'm a little mad. I put him back on that rock before. Oh, you know what? There is one more step to this. At least to this triad here. That's his Andrew dust. Really, the only pot elf I have, I guess. Yeah. That's way too much. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. We gotta start running dungeons in COH. Yeah, hell yeah. Let's do it. Is there a minimum level we have to be, AWOL? Or can we go, like, immediately? Oh, they're the class. Yeah, I think early on, like, we haven't even hit the war plot yet. There's definitely more stuff we could be doing. Alright, so I think the engineer's at 7 or 8, maybe even 9 now. I'd have to look. So I'm really close. I just gotta grind that last half level and I should be good to go. Just going in, trying to catch the back of the cloak here. I know this is gonna be... Obviously we're gonna layer this out a little bit, but just taking our thin base, getting that in there. Come on. Kind of same, man. The weekend flew by. We're almost there again, though. It's Thursday. I loved AdMech aesthetic. It reminded me of the old Blanche images of like servo skulls and stuff flying around. Hey, Spoon. Yeah, exactly. The Technomancer. Like, flesh is weak, replace it. You know, I wanted something like my very first army, my 5th edition army. I think it was 5th edition. This would have been like 2000. Yeah, more Zealotous for some reason. And then the schism that happens between Mars and the lore fascinates the crap out of me. They're like the papacy. Well, they're the anti-papacy of the 40k world in the Imperium. Like, and I love that concept. Where they're like, yeah, all right, fine. We kind of recognize that Emps is a god, but we don't really. You know, he's an avatar of the machine god. You're gonna have a bunch of wars over it. And just the belief that, you know, the flesh is weak sort of thing is always hilarious to me. Coffee. And I don't think it was as big of a point in the past, but just their use of radiation weaponry. They're like, no, fuck organics. We're just gonna half of our guns just shoot radiation. I love that. And like the gravity cannons and crap like that, like just the random weaponry they have. We're gonna bring radiation Tesla coils and gravity weapons to the field, and I find that awesome. Like, I don't think there is a plasma pistol in my army. I don't think there is. No, that's a lie. Some of the yes, I think I put heavy plasmas in some of the infantry squads. I have to look. And then the Sicarians, the death pit droids, as I call them. It's just, oh no, we're just fucking swords, robot swords. It's fine. The only thing left of us is our pelvis. All right, so we got the inside of this guy's jacket. I think we can go hop right into it. Like, I don't. You know what? I should do the skull too while I'm here. Other than that, there's no good reason for me to be playing AdMech. They're expensive. They are honestly like at the very bottom, or just one up at the very bottom of worst point per dollar ratio in the whole line. And it keeps it doesn't ever really get better. Like, and your battle line is like 60 of these fucking dudes. They don't play it particularly well. They're better than they were. Because when I started in 5th, it was it had to be like 5th or 6th. I got the Dark Eldar Space Marine box. Yeah, exactly, Spoon. And this is why we're in a constant hole of that thing looks super freaking cool. and now we're screwed. In a good way. In a good way. As long as we don't piss off our spouses, everything's fine. But yeah, they're just not super graceful. They're not super powerful. Some of their tactics and stratagems are kind of cool, but nothing really stand out. Very true. I think I'm good for a while. Still got all this kit to finish, and I just brought. I don't think you guys have seen this. So, I do have this project as well. And, is it this light that's doing it? I think that's the one that's flashing like that. Okay, the LEDs are going in this one. But, this is the whole kit. Not the whole kit. There's still another fucking 2 stages over here. But this is the 144 Rebel that's been sitting on my workbench next to the airbrush for months. And it needs to get fucking done. It needs to get done. This is the next one. I know I'm like panicking over it, but this needs to be done. Yeah, get some rest, Spoonie. Thanks for stopping and saying hi. Hopefully, get some sleep and go put in some infrastructure. All right. So I think the only place AdMech feel pretty good. And I don't know what Kill Team 3.0 looks like yet. I was gonna say Kill Team with Sicarians. The Rangers are dog shit. The Sicarians are probably okay. But once again, still have no idea. Man, really? I want to see if I can do something about this mold line. Or this join line here. This is like my general. He's my marshal. I really want him to not look fucky. It feels better. I don't know if it's going to look better. Well, we'll give it a shot. See what it looks like. Alright. We'll do our shop debone layer next. Oh, AOL, I missed that. John Stoller at the Bolt Action booth always thanks and hugs my wife supporter with me. Tall boy down. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my god, it got caught in the wires, guys. Got caught in the fucking wire. Hilarious. I can't believe that just happened. And it did not break everywhere. Ooh. Saved by his little robotic arm. I don't know how the fuck that happened, but it Alright, I'm gonna move you over here. You're gonna go sit over there. Also, the other shitty thing about playing AdMech. If you think Drew Kari are the pointiest, stickiest out of models, they can be. AdMech are the fucking worst. These antenna, I can't tell you how many times you will break these antenna. And if you ever make an AdMech army, my suggestion to you is clip them and put wires in. It could be, you know, I would go with like a metallic core insulated. So you can kind of reshape them, but you will break these things off. You will break these things off. You'll break these off. Well, what I do now is I put like wire, like just straight wire in the bolt action tanks. I just figured it would be way better. Just more stable, and you don't even have to go crazy. Because if it's too thick, it looks fake. But like, here's my Pershing I built for an FLGS painting comp. And I know they're hard to see. There you go. But yeah, just these are even single lengths painted black. And just very, very carefully drilled out where these would be. For bolt action? I can talk about weathering real quick, like what I did with this guy. Yeah, hit me up. I will say, I don't know, there's a couple different things. Like, I'll show you guys the tools I use for weathering, right? So, first is the pigment. Yeah, so the mud on here is this Vallejo earth and oxide pigment, and it'll look wetter or drier depending on how deep you make it. You see here at the top, it's like really dry, like it's been sitting in the sun, and then down here it's all wet. Just slather it on a little thicker, and I think this is actually some of the AK earth effects, I think, mixed in over top as well. So you can do that, but the rule still applies with this stuff. Get it around the fenders, get a bunch of crusty crap on there. Here, I'll take the turret off. And then I tend not to do the bottoms, like wherever the flat surface of the tank is sitting. I know some people will. I just think it falls off too easily, and I leave this kind of a flat color. Get it all up in the wheels. Get it all up in between the treads. Get it in there. It's gonna be in there. You're going through mud and it's getting this dirty. It's gonna be in there. You don't really have to do the backside. Like, I didn't even paint the backside of the treads and the wheels. You figure this is gonna sit here. Even someone looking down at table level is gonna have a hard time really looking in there. Yeah, get it up on the fender. And then for something like this, I actually take the model, like I take a spare model and I dip him in the pigment. And I walk him along the surface of the tank to get little muddy footprints of like dudes climbing on and off the tank. And I like that look a lot. I think that's fun. So, what does that look like? It looks like this. There's a pigment fixative that this comes with. To be honest, I think it's just medium. Is what I think it is. It's what's paint, but medium, pigment and medium, right? So, if you don't want to go this way, like I said, this is a really nice, dry, earthy color. I don't want to get too much out there, but I like that a lot. That looks good to me. But what I also do is, for about the same price, go to your local craft store. God, it's so bright. Everything's coming back at me. Get yourself some pastels. And then, as I take the ends, depending on what I want to do, like I do this with basing a lot too, like if it's desert or if it's other stuff, take your hobby knife or even your mold line remover tool. Get yourself a little souffle cup, right? A little 2-ounce or Jello shot cup. Scrape all this crap into there using your, I would recommend a hobby knife. And then you got a pigment that you can mix in like, you know, usually I use like this tan, this flesh tone, a little bit of yellow in there, some white, some brown. You know, you can mix these for diesel, you know, or grease. You don't want too much texture in that stuff. I prefer the, like a wet look for things like diesel grime and that sort of stuff. But for marking, these AK weathering pencils, these things are great. It's really, I think, the only product of AKs that I own. Okay. Yeah, you can use the pastels with just some medium to give yourself the same effect, that mud effect. Now for the streaking and stuff, like it's not super, you can kind of see some of it here, some of it down the side of the hull. A little bit like rust coming out from this cupola here. That's done with these. So you would take these, put them against the side of your model. You don't want to press too hard, but hard enough that you're leaving stuff behind, and you'll get like a light dusting, and then like a faded mark. And then what you do there is now take your brush with a little bit of clean water and start using that to spread that dust around. Just kind of being aware that, you know, for things like rain marks or rust or that sort of stuff, grime, it's going to be streaking down the model. You know, it's coming down the side of the hull. It's coming down the side of whatever, you know, it's dripping, right? So you're going to want to kind of make it linear going up and down or around whatever effect you want. Repeat as needed to get more color. And then this almost replaces, you know, for me, this replaces the method of oil pin wash or oil pin filters. Not pin wash, pin filters. So you take your oil pants, you dab a bunch and then wipe down. But yeah, that's what I do. And there's also another Tamiya one that I can't seem to find that's got like rust and soot, and I think there's a third one in there, like just dirt and like a little cosmetic applicator thing. It's the Tamiya weathering one, and that's great for things like exhausts. Like I put it here in the back, like I use it pretty heavily on this ventilation stuff, and a little bit here, intakes. But yeah, obviously where your exhaust is going to go, that's where I do it. There's my weathering spiel. I've got no painting done. I've just been gabbing at you guys. Here's the this is the Tamiya Weathering Master. So it's not dirt, it's snow, soot, and rust. And this just comes with like a double-sided brush and foam. I just get this wet in either, though this foam has not survived particularly well. To be honest, I think this product itself is probably, this particular one, maybe 15 years old. So the foam is probably degraded pretty hard. But just take a little water, get your brush wet, rub it in there. It's going to become kind of, you know, pasty, and then you can brush or foam applique kind of on, not applique, but apply there. So that's it. That's my weathering tutorial stuff. And if you're doing something super dusty, the desert, you know, I'll do a very, very light dry brush on like the lower third of the model or something like that to kind of bring it all together. There are some really, really nice technical paints. The Vallejo Effects, AK, and a few others have, like I said, the more wet stuff with the twigs and crap in it. That's, I think, an AK one that I used for this. But yeah, get it dirty. Nothing survives. Nothing survives your first engagement. So, unless it's parade ready, that shit's dirty. Alright, tanks away. Where we at? How we doing? Alright, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna take a quick we'll say 5-minute break. Let me use the restroom. Let me fill up on coffee. And then I will be right back and we will continue on with our AdMech. And hopefully I won't drop those Skratos off the back of the table. See? The Omnissiah blesses. That's how that works. Have faith in the Omnissiah, and they will serve you. Or help you. Bless you. There we go, that's the term. Alright, I'll be right back, guys. Just gotta use the head and stuff. See you in a couple. This won't be a 5-minute break. Or this won't be a 10-minute break. It'll be like a 5 to 4-minute break. But I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Sorry, everybody. All right, there you go. 4:30. Get out of here. Countdown. Ah, gotta stop hitting the desk. We got our coffee again. And back to our ad mech. So our base interior coat's done. Looking back. Okay. So the pants will be black. Okay. I think we'll go with the brass upper shoulder pads. And then I kind of want to give him a gold chest piece, but I don't know if he looks like that. All right, all we got about ads coming in 3 minutes. Thanks for joining me today. You guys are here for the first time. My name is Phil Fisher. This is the Follower Fisher channel. It's I don't think I tell this enough. Follower Fisher comes from an old initial branding of the channel where I was a follower of the Apocalypse from the Fallout universe. So that's where the Follower Fisher comes from. I still kind of love that aesthetic and that belief system. Like I would be a follower of the Apocalypse in Fallout, I feel. Just like I'm a Hufflepuff in Harry Potter. Not that I care too much about that, but you know, it's just kind of something I always jived with, I guess. So that's where that comes from. But I do a variety of like simulation, strategy. Actually, I haven't played any strategy games really. Now that I think about it, I've been playing mostly management and simulation stuff. But management, simulation stuff, survival crafters. And hell, even AWOL's got me streaming City of Heroes. Doing all sorts of stuff here. But Tuesday mornings we do miniature painting. Saturdays is model building. Scale models. I'm not a model. I would apologize if that were the case. But yeah, that's what I do. Welcome to my little corner of Twitch in the interwebs. And here we just like to chill out, hang out. Not to get too wild. Oh, I already have some on here. Good. Load you up a little bit here. Start getting the cloak done. I hope everyone's having a great Thursday. I don't know why the mic is so far away from me, but there it is. There we go. I hope everyone's doing well. Around this collar. This is going to be some order of operations failure here, I have a feeling. Alright everyone, I will see you on the other side of the ads. We'll be back shortly. To get some brush conditioner for this one. This one's already mad at me. It's already got a little flyaway there. Alright. I don't think there's anything on that guy that needs it. So we can hop into... Let's doing our interior stuff. Surprise, surprise. More lead belcher. More gunmetal. That's what happens when you're half machine. Just gotta paint a bunch of gunmetal and shit. Oh no. Sorry, I'm sneezing over here. Ugh. Okay. Something caught my nose just right. Jeez. Dying. It's so bright. I gotta figure out what's going on here. As I sneeze my head off. There we go. That's a little less washed out. I know this is kind of primed super bright on this one side, but God, I don't know where the sneeze fit came from. We're just going to go in, hit all of this. We'll have to come back over and do the Mechanicum symbol there. All right. We'll probably do the base here in gunmetal. Probably as mask most of this as well. Dang it, see? And I've already painted over the collar, but that's all right. We'll get that sorted. But we'll go in, hit essentially everything with this gunmetal. There's like nothing left of this dude's head. Oh, God, why did I just get so stuffed up? And not all of this backpack, but a lot of this backpack. Because they do this whole like leather wrapped metal look. So like the strapping, all that's going to be metallics. Or leather. That actually would be black. I don't know why I'm painting it as anything, but I don't know what that is. It's like flash or something. Ugh. Where this congestion came from. Not making me happy. Not happy, bot. Not happy. Went ahead and get some of this. Back of the head here and helmet. I can minimize my cleanup. That would be great. Definitely this hose with the servo skull. Yep. Got behind that skull. And behind here. I know we'll come back over this with the leather, but at least want to get in these cracks and stuff between here. And I think this is going to be brass, but we'll do these like bands here. Cap. just the bottom one of the pauldrons, because we'll do the rest in, like, gold. Really make him stand out. See, what we can do is these little, like, I don't know, not rosettes, but whatever these are, at the shoulder joint there. Looks pretty good. We have some hoses and stuff going back here. We'll get those done. Off the chest. These actually look textured. They don't look like the other ones where it's just a straight line back. So leather, brass, gold. We have this compass here. We do have this like tabard thing that kind of comes down in the back here. So we'll hit that. Go ahead and just throw some gunmetal back in between here. I think that's probably dark enough. I don't know if I can really get behind it. Okay, yeah, I think that's good. His other foot. Get in there, get that foot. I don't think we're going to get those pants, but that's alright. They're hidden by the cloak. I mean, they're going to be black anyway, so it's fine. There we go. Again, I should be able to step back through them. All right, we're at Shimmering Frontier. Was it after this one? This one. This one. This is from Terraria. But if it's the one that was like super proggy, it's this one. It's like, that's the middle section of this. End of the World Sun. And this is from No Man's Sky. Oh, the one with the kind of... Yep. Yeah, no sweat. Now it just makes me want to play No Man's Sky. Alright. I think we got all our metal kind of blocked in. Been going ahead... Well, let's do some of our brass touches. I think that'll be the next thing. I know. There we go. There's some color. Oh, it's gonna drive me nuts. There's a little hair. It's like a piece of dust or something. Come on, you. There we go. Okay. That's better. Still super bright. Sorry, y'all. Need a real camera is what I need. That's what I need. More than anything. A real bloody camera. Now there's like a bunch of filigree and crap on his head. And on the sword, but we need to do that in brown. And I wanted to do kind of the other pauldrons. There we go. I really kind of want to leave that chain if I can. Leave it alone. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of like almost like metal Pink Floyd. Like MEDDLE Pink Floyd. Or I'm trying to think what the hell this reminded me of. I think that's what it is. Because it's almost like a careful with that axe Eugene sort of feel. Like somewhere between that and like almost Toolish. I don't know. It's interesting. I can get behind it. I think it's pretty cool. Alright, let's block in the blacks. Giraffes? Giraffes. I'll have to check them out. I've never heard of giraffes. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and use our contrast paint. Yeah, definitely more polyrhythmic, like that sort of stuff, math rocky. Yeah, I could see it. I mean, not that this is necessarily polyrhythmic, but I feel like they definitely could go there if they wanted to. Oh no. My Rhinox hide here looks pretty cruddy. We do what we can. All right, so we'll block in a few things here with this. Definitely the pack. All around this. Like this. Huh. Huh. Right, now I know you had a bunch of leather stuff on you, so let's get you going here. Go. Oh God. Hello, Russia's Tales. Hello, good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you may be. Welcome in, Raiders as well. How goes it? You like the whoopers, AWOL? Wait, is it Rush Stales, Rush's Tail? Yeah, okay, so now I see the T is capitalized. Rush's Tales. There we go. Sorry. So tell us a little bit about yourself, what you were up to today. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, welcome in. Hi, Rush. I've been a plastic addict for... You come to the right place. I think everyone in here is a plastic addict at the moment. Nice. Oh, come on, Phil. It's been 3 hours since I've assembled something. Yeah, welcome in, guys. My name is Phil Fisher. This is the Follower Fisher channel. Here we do a variety of things. Thursday mornings is our miniature morning, so been doing a bunch of stuff. I just got back to my ad mech. Kind of all over. Play a bunch of different games, so let me see if I can push those off a second. While we talk? Alright, good, I can. Good deal. Alright. So ads have been pushed. Yep. Right now, my primary 40k army is ad mech. Because I'm a glutton for punishment. And I don't know when to stop. But I also paint all sorts of things. So far, so that would be nuts to try to list all that. But I do historics in multiple scales and multiple theaters, I guess, if you want to say that. Naval combat to basically anything Warlord for World War II I play. But I also play other random stuff. I'm just getting into Bushido. I got some Gaslands on the shelf over there. We've got Marvel Crisis Protocol. We've got Fallout Wasteland Warfare. Ogre, Steve Jackson's Ogre, I was working on a couple weeks ago. Also do like scale model kits. So right now, the big project for Saturdays has been the Tamiya Renault 1/20th or 1/12th. This is currently on the bench for Saturdays. Painting. So I painted a little bit as a kid, and then I got back into wargaming probably around 2012-ish, I want to say. Something like that. Whenever it was the re-release of Blood Bowl, because that was the first thing I picked back up and started painting again. When my wife and I were in the old apartment. So, but I've kind of been doing scale models for almost all my life, but very different discipline. Not very different, but different enough. And yeah, I don't know. With earnestness, probably about 10, 12 years. Getting back in the miniature hobby. So, I mean, we have some, I don't know, maybe a quarter of my AdMech army is painted. And most of what's left is cataphrons and infantry. I think we're at like 2,300. Got a Dune Crawler. We got a couple Striders. We got Call. We got Sicarians. We've got, I want to say, 3 Breachers, or 3 Cataphron Breachers, 3 Cataphron Destroyers, and I think another 3 on Sprue. And then it's, I think, 12 a squad. So 44 infantry, Electro Priests. Something like that. Oh, and Robot Boys. God dang it. Why can't I remember their name? Not the Cataphrons, the pure Robot Boys. Anyway, got all that. I've got maybe 500 points of Dark Eldar, maybe 500 points of Space Marines, maybe 500 points of Gene Stealer Cults. That's kind of where I am there. For Legion, I do Rebel and Imperial, but I haven't really stepped into any of the fantasy stuff. Like, so Warcry, I do have a Warcry Warband. I haven't painted it. It's sitting in a case. And then I have a Germans, Brits, Americans in bolt action. And then both the Germans and the Americans have winter and regular, like early war stuff. And then kind of the same. Well, no, I think I have everything. Well, no, I shouldn't even say that. I was going to say everything but Italians for Victory at Sea, but I also don't have Russians at Victory at Sea. I do have Russians in Cruel Seas. That's a fact. I do have that. But anyway, too much plastic in my life. Not enough time to paint or play, it feels like. That's my own damn fault. I will own that. That's on me. We're gonna keep going here. But I will say, I have some tips here or there, but I am not Golden Demon, people. I'm generally a 3-color tabletop plus type person. Nothing wild. Paint to play, not for competition. Nice. What were you thinking about in terms of army? Sure, I'll guess. Tau Crute Heavy. I honestly don't know. Nope. Okay. My other guesses would be Sisters, Nids. Sure, yeah, I'll take a hint. Oh, IG? Guard? Or Custodes? And 30K I don't know. Space Marines. That I'm not sure. When is it? 706? Okay. First Legion. Okay. Dark Angels. Dark Angels are sweet. Dark Angels are good luck. Oh my god. Sorry, work is pinging me in the background. I shouldn't have even signed in. Nope, we don't talk about that side of the family. No, I don't know a whole lot about their history, to be honest. Rush. All right, I told work like 15 minutes, so I'll have to wrap shortly, but I am here for a little bit longer. Par for the course with the Thursday morning stream. No rest for the weary. Ever. I'm hard to kidnap, I must admit. I'm a big boy. I don't know. You said follow to my van. I have candy. So I just assumed you were luring me to a van for the purposes of kidnap. I gotcha. I will do the best I can. I think this is supposed to be like coiled cable. So I could probably make that like two dungeon. I mean, safe spaces. Yeah, I think this is like a Tesla pistol. Oh no. Oh no, that's not his finger. We're good. We're good. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Not his finger. Go brass up there. Do the rest of the body in gunmetal, at least to start. But I just took so much of this lead belcher out. I want to just kind of use it all before it dries on the wet palette. That's my own dumb fault. There we go. Get this arm going. Yeah, get some rest, AWOL. I will, I'll catch you later. I should be around tonight if you wanted to play some COH or something. I don't know if you got rehearsal or something going on tonight, but let me know. Yeah. Everybody, give our boy AWOL Trooper a hello and a follow. He is very good people and a much better painter than I am. So if you like watching people paint models, go check out AWOL Trooper, because he is honestly probably one of the coolest plays on Twitch at the moment. Give him some love. And tends to have much better music than I do as well. As I was going to say, I think Thursdays are usually the Boneless and AWOL show. So he'll be streaming with Boneless Studios. Or Studio Boneless, I apologize. Studio Boneless and AWOL Trooper on both their channels, respectively, at I think it's noon for you guys, but it would be like 3 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, go check them out. They're good people. And another couple minutes, and then I'll have to go to work. Wah, 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 wah. I hate it. Do the dumb things I gotta do. Touch the puppet head. Yeah, get some rest. Back up and painting again in the very near future. We're just gonna hit his shoes, his big old Frankenstein boots. Just do them all as metal, even though there's like a toe cap, but I think that toe cap... Yeah, I guess I could go in there with the leather and do the boots, but whatever, it's fine, it's fine. Because here it looks like the heel is one piece, and over there it looks like it's two. I don't know, I'm just so used to painting Mech feet all metallic. So... we'll just keep going for our last couple minutes here before I have to go to work. Yeah, thank you all for joining me today here on the Faller Fisher channel. Do appreciate you coming and hanging out with me. We know that your time is precious, and you have the whole internet to hang out and watch stuff. But you're here with me, if you're hearing this at least. This, yeah. I think this is part of the downtown mix. I'll tell you what, I could also send you the playlist if you want. Yeah, it almost has no reason to be this good. I mean, not that this is like a musical marvel or anything, but this, like, it didn't have to go this hard. And people still would have been, like, completely fine with it. But they were selling these soundtrack expansions at like $4 or $5 a pop, I think. Back in the day. I don't know what they are now. Tight? Yeah. It's very certain in what it's trying to do. Doesn't need more, doesn't need less. Succinct is a good term for it. So that's what I should do for my next game. I thought about it yesterday or Tuesday when we did Hard Space Shipbreaker. I was like, you know what? Let's do City Skylines. But I'd rather do it on the weekend when I feel like if I want to go for 4 hours, I could go for 4 hours. So yeah, we'll have to break it out. Build like a couple different cities and see. It's been a while since I played, so it'll be fun. Still have not picked up 2, so we'll be playing 1, but that's okay. I was waiting for 2 to bake a little bit after the kind of disastrous release it got, which is so sad because it went from the most praised city builder of all time to angry people. But I don't know, don't buy a $100 pre-release package. Don't do it. It's just not in like Kerbal Space Program hell. It could be worse. I don't know. People are saying it's better now. And I think if you're just upfront about the release, I think people would be more accepting about it. Like, I honestly think you're like, okay, look here. Here's the base engine upgrade. This is where we're at. We'll be working to improve this over the coming months, year. You know, I think that's okay. I think you're in a much better position if you do that. If you don't, and people expect a full polished project on release, you're just going to piss people off. Like, they're just going to be mad about it. You know, don't pull a Hello Games and then have to spend the next 5 years trying to fix what you promised in a Sony video half a decade ago. I like Hello Games. Like, I think they've really turned around No Man's Sky. Yeah. Let's get these shoulder pads here. I think this is actually cloth, but these are like pauldrons here. I don't know what to do with this. This kind of tabard alb looking thing. I don't know. I don't know. I gotta look at reference. Because I know we can do something with it. There's obviously some texture there. But what we do with that texture, I don't know. We're gonna have to figure that out. Yeah. That might be... Yeah, this is about as good a stopping place as any. I gotta answer some work phone calls, use the restroom, get ready for my morning meetings. Definitely get more coffee before then. Par for the course on that front. But thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with me. AWOL, get some rest, bud. I will catch you and Boneless later today. Yeah, Russia's Tales, thank you so much for stopping in and rating. I super appreciate it. Yeah. I got your follow. Now I can catch you next time you're live. We'll hang out. Because I've been looking about getting into Gunpla myself. Branching out for the robot kind. So yeah, I'm all about it. But we will be back Saturday. Let's say 11 a.m. I don't think there's anything going on that would make me change my schedule. 11 a.m. Eastern. We'll go ahead and get that kicked off. We'll go back to the Renault. We are very, very close here. The Renault. I've got the air chambers for the exhaust ready to go. So we got to do a little bit of painting. Can't even see because of the glare. Beautiful. Get these done. Get those put on the car. We are on like the last 2 pages of the Renault. I am so bloody happy. Seriously. This is where we're at. And then it's just wing, skirt, wheels, decal. So it's just body, essentially, after this step. We are so close here. Tub, rear wing, pontoons, under. And just putting all that stuff on. And like I said, getting the hubs and the wheels. And then we're going to have about 2 sessions of just bloody decals. But it'll be okay. We'll get there. Everything will be fine. Once again, thank you all so much. I hope you have a great Thursday. Count down the rest of the weekend. We are almost there for those of us that are working for the weekend. You're so close. Keep it up. And I'm still working on my cliche-ass outro phrase. So we're going to try it again. We're going to say, you know, it's Twitch. You could follow me. You could follow your heart. But never stop following your dreams. I'll work on it. I don't like it. It's almost there. It's almost there. I just need a little tweak. But thanks for hanging out. And we will see you all next time. Saturday morning. Have a good one.